My name is Spradling. I am one of the co-founders of the Spradling Group, along with my wife, Anna Spradling. And today it is my absolute pleasure to welcome Lauren Rousch, the one, the only. I'm just going to ask her a few questions, ask her about what her experience has been. She's absolutely crushed it. It's been amazing to see her success. Um, she really does just do an incredible job for her clients, and what she's done in 90 days is absolutely incredible. So, Lauren, how long have you been a real estate agent for?
So actually it's right at 1 year
Okay.
this month, August of 2021. So I got my license, I think right at the beginning. I rolled over August 1. So like middle of August last year, 2020.
Wow. And what were you doing before you got into real estate?
So much. I was working in hospitals in sterile processing, which like no one knows what that means. So I just call myself a scrub tech, but it's different. And I also was in restaurants, hospitality for a really long time before that.
Gotcha. Now, hospitality normally has a really good crossover with real estate, just from the customer service side.
Lots of customer service, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. And then, so about a year ago, and what was your production like before joining the team?
Almost zero. So I had right out of the gate, like a month and a half in, I had a friend that wanted to put an offer in on a home, and I helped her do that. It fell apart pretty quickly. Even if I knew what I was doing, I'm not sure I could have kept it together, but I had almost no real knowledge outside of the training that you have in school, which is not very much. So
Yeah, the training doesn't really apply so much to real estate, the actual
yeah,
business
it
side of
doesn't.
it.
Not into the real world. So yeah, so I had one under contract that fell apart pretty quickly. So no actual production.
Okay, and you've been on the team for about right at 90 days now. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I think May 17th was the first day that we actually started boot camp.
Okay, and then you guys went through like a 2-week boot camp, 10 days, intensive, learned all of our systems, learned how to be lead converting ninjas.
Yes, ninjas.
Ninjas. A ninja with a blazer.
Yep.
And then you came in, I think, like on May 26th or something like that. And do you remember how soon you got your first buyer or first seller under
I
contract?
do. I actually just looked it up because I figured you would ask me that. My first one was June 16th, June 17th. Hold on, I wrote it down. Yeah, June 17th. So the first day of training, the boot camp, was the 17th of May. So it was exactly 30 days. So 2 weeks out of boot camp, I got my first one under contract.
Boom, that's incredible.
Yep, awesome.
Yeah, that's fun to see. And then since that time, you have um you have put maybe on Sisu, it's like 6 or 7. I think it's six.
Six under contract.
That's absolutely amazing. So in 90 days, you put 6 under contract.
Yep, I have 5 that are closed. So the volume for that is 976,000 in volume. And then I'm just going to go ahead and manifest it like Jordan says. So whenever I get the last one closed in the next couple of weeks, he's a cash buyer, it'll be 1.1 mil in volume.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pinned it and closed over a million, 1.1 million in volume in your first 90 days. You pinned it and closed that. And once you get it closed, it'll be over a million. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And so on our team, there's a bunch of different stuff that we do. I mean, we've got tons of technology, and then we've got, I love our culture, like our Slack channel and everything. And then the accountability and stuff. What's your, if you could pick one thing, like one little section of the team, is there a specific section or a specific thing about our team that you like the most?
Honestly, in the beginning, my favorite thing about the team was the intensive training, the boot camp. It was taught in a way that was very easy to understand, and it wasn't jumping around. It is from the very first phone call to meeting in person for the first time to going into the contract and how to write it. And it was very intense. but very easy to understand and really made me feel like I was prepared. So in the beginning, that was my favorite thing. But I think now our culture is probably my favorite, like with the Slack channel, and we do a lot of Marco Polos, and everyone is very quick to answer questions, super encouraging. And, we joke around and we have a great time, but we get stuff done. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite parts too, is the culture, and just how everyone helps each other. And like, I keep going back to the Slack channel. That thing's cool just to see people, ask a question, and it's just kind of like on-demand training, because you can ask a question in there, and if someone's not available, someone else is jumping in from their experience, and it's just this like active social media feed of knowledge
all the time. It's amazing.
And there's a lot of jokesters in there, and
for sure.
It just keeps it fun and fresh. I love it.
Yeah, it does.
So what are your goals? What are your income goals for the next 12 months?
So my first year, first coming into the team, well, really back in January, my goal was to at least penned, if not close, 10 transactions this year. So joining the team and, really getting my footing halfway through the year, I was like, I'm still going to try for 10. But now that I'm 90 days in and have 6 closed and pended, I've upped my goal to 13 for this year. So that leaves me 7 more in 4 months. And I really feel like I can do it too, because I have, all the groundwork, and, I've got a couple under my belt now. So I feel pretty prepared to take on the other half of my goal and, half the year. And then I also, my plan for next year, so this year's was more of just like a number goal and not a like financial number goal.
Yeah.
But next year, my goal is 100,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think that 7 in 4 months is a little bit low. I think you'll be able to absolutely feel that.
I was still at 4 when Anna and I had our goals meeting, and she told me that she was bumping me to 13 because she knew I could do it. But you still think that 7 in 4 months is low?
On this video, we're the end of August, basically September 1st. So September, October, November, December, 2 a month would be 8. I think that
I've essentially, in 90 days, I've gotten 6. So that's almost 6 weeks. So that's almost 1 a week.
Yeah.
So you might be right.
Yeah, I think you could do 10 very, very easily. And then next year. So and what's really cool on your income goals, $100,000 a year. I think it's really helpful just in like our software Sisu to be able to map out like your like appointments that you need to do, every single month. And I wrote down, I kind of went through your account, and for you to hit $100,000, you essentially need to set 15 appointments a month. You need to meet with 9 people. You need to sign 3 of them, 3 clients, and need to close 2. So how do you feel like the lead flow is? Do you think that that's possible with the opportunities that you're given on the team?
More than possible. Absolutely. I think, and that's something that, especially now at this point, I think it's even going to be easier next year, because at the moment when you're getting calls, not all of them, with the online lead source that we have, not all of them are ready to go immediately. But I feel like I have a backlog now of so many people that will be ready next year, that's just going to be on top of all of the incoming calls that are ready that we have next year. And starting in January also will make that easier, toward the end of the year, people that are ready to move, in the summer and in the fall. I think with not only the calls that we have that are ready, but the backlog that we're going to build up until that point, it's going to be easier than I think it will.
Oh yeah.
Easier than I think it feels right now, for sure.
Once you build that database up and those buyers who aren't ready, or sellers that aren't ready to buy or list right now, if you have a system that you can keep them in and to stay top of mind with them and be very organized, that just produces just bonus closings in the future. And what we really see over 12 plus months out is you're closing these low-hanging fruit leads, which you're doing 2 a month, and these low-hanging fruit buyers ready to go.
Only that. Yes.
Yep. They're just low-hanging fruit opportunities. But as you nurture these leads, 6 months, 12 months from now, you will actually be getting more closings from your nurtured leads than your, low hanging fruit. So the 2 closed a month will turn into 4 or 5 very, very easily.
Very easily. Yep.
And then we'll be having to have a discussion about how to hire leverage for you so you can go out and crush it more.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So, and if you were to, if there was an agent out there that was a new agent just getting their license, or not just thinking how they can make the transition to full-time real estate, what would you recommend? Like, why would you recommend the team, or would you recommend the team? I don't know.
Yeah, I absolutely would recommend the team. So I was kind of apprehensive at first about jumping in because I had a part-time job and I was going to have to quit it. So I was like, I'm going to need to make money immediately if I'm going to jump into this full-time, which did happen just about, 2 weeks out, 30 days. So I had my first closing in 60 days and then a handful immediately after that. But I do think that it's very important to kind of get with a team that you can align your values with, which I feel like this team absolutely did, because it's not just about, a lot of teams don't like to train and, don't want you if you aren't already a top producing agent. But this team kind of gives you all of the training that you need, and on top of that provides you with these online leads that are like the cream of the crop for the most part. So you're not only building, especially if you don't have a big COI, which I did not have. That's something that we didn't talk about, especially with me closing 6. It's all from these online leads. It is not from my own database. I don't have much of a COI in the area because I'm from outside of the area and I've only lived here a few years. So I didn't grow up here, and none of the 6 that I've closed I met before these. They're all online lead conversions, and I think that's really important because your database, while it is important, it can only get you so far. So this team provides not only the training but also the leads and the systems in place so that if the lead isn't ready to go right now, it will nurture this lead for you over time, so you aren't putting a ton of effort into it, and when they're ready, you're still top of mind and they'll let you know. And I think that is super important for the future, because it's nurturing it really has to be a slow play for a lot of these leads. And I think that having both the low hanging fruit, like you said, and the ones that you nurture long term are both really important.
I like our systems too, because it allows you to not need to make a sale like right there, not to feel like, well, if I don't sell this person a house, like when I'm meeting with them the very first time, that I'm not gonna, close or get a paycheck or something. Like it just feels like, you can put them in a system that we're going to work on their terms. We're going to find out how we can help them best. And we know that we're super organized, and over time we will meet that client where they're at.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's really helpful. And what you mentioned, touching on your COI, like not having a big COI, that's huge for a lot of agents, a lot of new agents. A lot of new agents may even have a huge COI, but just because you're an agent doesn't mean your COI is going to use you right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I passed out, before I joined the team, I passed out 3 rounds of postcards to my neighborhood. And there are 4 homes within 2 blocks of me that are for sale or pending that I am not the agent on. So even without a COI, even doing other things, if people aren't contacting you, if you don't have their information and you're not able to stay top of mind, they'll forget about you.
Yeah, they will. And then just to be able to have like a proof of success that you can show, those people around you in your COI, once you get some traction with the online leads, and say, hey, you can post on your social, look at the homes I'm selling. And they really start to take notice that now you're a successful agent.
Yes. And even that, if people are on, a couple of the different online lead sources, like, realtor.com or Zillow or whatever, they have the button that says click now. And if, even if it's a friend or family member or, whatever, if they're just hitting the click now button or they like the information button because they want more info, they're not thinking about who it's going to. They're just thinking, oh, I'd like to see this. You know what I mean? And so they're not going to not like the path of least resistance is to hit the get more info button. It's not, well, let me just call the person that I haven't talked to in 2 months and see if they'll come show me this house. always going to take the path of least resistance. And so if you're not top of mind, if they don't actively know that you are selling and, and you're engaging with them and stuff, they're not going to use you. Path of least resistance.
100%. So yeah, it's good to be super like active on social and the proof of success, but then also
Absolutely.
to have an online lead source too. So you're getting that other side. And we always say that, it's like a stool that you should have multiple legs coming off of it. So it's not unbalanced and you're not falling.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Well, this has been really amazing. And just to see your success has been incredible to watch. And
it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'd love to see in Slack, like, oh, I got a buyer under contract, and it's just really cool. Like, again,
even writing an offer, right?
Yeah, writing an offer. So it's been just cool to have a front row seat to your success, and I can't wait to see, where you're at in a year. We'll visit this again.
Same.
And
yeah,
see, make 200,000 instead of 100,000. I really think
that's my I know that's my year goal after that, year 3.
So you'll do it. You'll absolutely do it.
Pumped about it.
But yeah, well, thanks for jumping on here today, and we'll talk soon.